guys, it's Sky bringing you another video. I am so sorry, you guys. I've been struggling the last month or so when it comes to making videos and just kind of, things in my life that has really made it hard to stay focused on what I want to do. I'm not going to say exactly what it was, but, there was a situation that happened about a couple weeks ago it happened a month ago, and then something else happened 2 weeks ago with family. And it's something that really depressed me, and it really made it hard to stay focused. So for me, I keep having these obstacles that keep coming up in my life that have made it hard to be consistent. And one of the biggest reasons why I make videos is to share my life, and pretty much of it as I can, to be respectful to the people around me. So I try to do the best I can with, being real with you guys and sharing, things that I'm going through. I'm not trying to be dramatic in my videos. I'm not trying to, really ever make people feel sorry for me or anything. None of that stuff is, what I'm trying to do. What I want to do is share my life with you guys. So whether you're transgender, whether you're someone else or something else that you go through that you struggle with, those are the people I'm connecting with. And not only that, but I want people to, understand more of, what being transgender is, and, what we go through and what we experience, because we might be in the same group, but all of us have different struggles in our life that we go through. And, it's very challenging. I'm not saying my life's difficult. It is difficult, but what I'm saying, it's not more difficult than anybody else's life. It's just more challenging in a sense that there's different emotions that I have to experience and learn from. And, it's made me a stronger person, but it's also, broke me down at times where I felt worthless and broken. And it's really hard to keep a positive mindset when people tell you negative things, or when you hear negative things, and, you can start really getting into your own head and, really questioning everything about you, and whether, for me, sometimes I question myself whether I'm a good person or not. I don't think I'm a bad person, but sometimes, I really think to myself, I've made mistakes in my life. I've made some very difficult decisions that have not only affected, family, but friends. So, and going from always being very quiet, shy person, to being out in the front, open. Like before on Facebook, I never posted anything before my transition. I never did anything on Instagram. I never did anything on YouTube. I never did anything on Twitter. I never did anything on streaming. I never did any of that. I was always in the shadows, and that's just how I was as a person. I was a quiet person, and I had, manners, but, there was things in my life that made me very depressed and angry, and it really brought out sides of me that I never knew existed. And I hated myself at times. I hated, the negative atmosphere that I carried around with me everywhere I went. It was hard to really be positive when you don't even like the image you see when you look in the mirror. Like when you can't connect with the way you look and the way your heart is and the way your brain is, it's very hard to function as a human being in society. And I really want to always share that with you guys. And I might talk about continuously the same things, but I want to make this vlog about the things that I'm going through at the time and what I'm struggling with. Nothing's ever going to be perfect in my life. I'm never going to be close to perfect, but I'm always going to strive for things in my life that make me happy, that make me smile. I think it's really important. I really never believed in positive vibes until recently. And really, for me growing up, I was always, I grew up Christian. Being Italian, I came from, a Catholic background. And, so I have always had religion in place. And it's really always been hard for me to be a confident person dealing with that, because I always thought negatively of myself. And, and still to this day, religion's important to me. I know everybody has their own opinions. I respect that. I don't judge somebody for not believing, and I don't judge people for over believing in something that maybe that's negative towards me. That is how they feel in their life, and that is their own opinions, and I will never ever do that to somebody, because I have my own challenges. I have my own things that make people look down on me. So I understand what it's like to be prejudged and to really not be understood. So I will, and there's been times in my life where I struggled with that. I've never been the type of person, I've never been a type of person to make fun of people, ever. I've always, really have always been respectful to people. But I will admit, I'm an emotional person that's very compassionate. So there's been times in my life where somebody has said something that's hurtful, and I have been negative. And I let them draw that negativity out of me instead of just ignoring it and being positive and bettering my life and making things better, around me. I let people before interfere with that. And I would be a liar right now if I said people close to me didn't do that to me still, and that's what I'm dealing with right now. I'm learning to, not let people close to me change how I feel about myself. It's easy to do. So that's why it's so important to get positive comments from people. That's why it's so important to have positive people around you, because those people are going to pick you up when you're down. Those people are going to pick you up when people are being negative towards you. So, I want to share that with you guys. That's really what's been going on the last couple of weeks. So it's been very challenging. You guys mean the world to me, and I honestly think about you guys all the time. You guys are important to me. I apologize for not responding to messages. That crushes me. Just for me to give a positive answer, I really got to, get out of the funk, which brings me to what's been going on lately. 2 weeks ago, I went with my family to Vegas, and we had a really positive, weekend together. My parents go to Vegas every year in June for their bowling league. So, and it's something my mom's the secretary of the league. She's been running it for almost, over 20 years. And I've been in the league myself for, I want to say over probably more than 10 years. I've took breaks here and there, but I've always been around bowling. I love sports. So it's something that's been part of my life. Well, I haven't bowled in the last year. Obviously I've been going through things. Streaming is important. YouTube's important, so those are my first things, and I've had support group meetings on Wednesdays, so I haven't been able to be consistent with bowling, and that's okay. I'm actually enjoying taking a break, and it's really helped me get some stress off my back from my arthritis. So there is positives. I still play softball, and I love softball, even though we're on break right now. But we did win the championship last week on our Thursday night team, which is the only team really playing on right now. I sub on other teams, but I haven't been consistent with that. I want to play on more teams in the summer, because last summer I think I was playing 5 teams. I love sports, I love softball, but the most important thing to me is to stay active and staying in shape. It's important, so important to me, because it involves what I want to do in my future with the careers I want to go down, the paths I want to go down. So, I want to stay consistent with that. So hopefully I'll be able to get on some more teams in the summer and just really get back into a positive mindset, and seeing things in myself. There's times where I just think so negatively of myself. It's hard to, really reach out to you guys. How hypocritical of me to tell you guys to be positive, to be happy, when I'm not even doing that myself. I don't want to be that person. I want to be real with you guys. So, that's what I've been struggling with. I had, like I said, that really great that really great trip with my parents and my brother and just my friend. It was we had really good conversations down there, and there was a couple there. The first night didn't end up very good. I kind of, we had a little incident with, me and my brother, and it was just something that happened, and it was, and I let it go. I'm trying to learn to let, things that, one of my biggest flaws is being over emotional about things at times from people that are close to me. When I do YouTube and streaming, comments that are negative don't affect me in that sense. That stuff actually motivates me more, because it shows me that people are treated like this, and it doesn't bother me but it could bother other people. So what I try to do is always, make sure I'm there for others and really give them that positive that they need when they're hearing negative. So, and if I can take criticism for them and they can say it on me, because I can handle it. So I'm good with that, and that's just where I'm at right now. Saturday last week, I didn't feel very good. I have a really hard time sleeping on beds. So when I go to hotels or anything like that, if the bed's like not, my type of bed for my back, it can make it very hard. Like I hardly got any sleep, even though I got away from home and, it was kind of a mini vacation. I really didn't get much sleep. Those beds killed my back. So, it was frustrating, but I did the best I could to stay positive, and, it was a great trip. So, I had a Saturday night, not this last Saturday, the Saturday night in Vegas. I spent, after we ate dinner, my mom's like, you're going to play some machines with me. And I'm like, I usually go down there, like the last few times I went down there, I don't gamble at all. Like, I used to love gambling, I love strategies. I used to play Texas Hold'em online, and I learned a lot. And I actually was really good at Texas Hold'em. I grew up playing chess. And for people that don't know, I don't know if I've said this on my video before, but I was actually 8th grade chess champion. And it's kind of nerdy of me, but being around video games, being around sports, I've always, have been aware of strategies and, tactics of different games. And, I love poker. So, I do like gambling, but I just don't do it. For me, financially right now, it's just very irresponsible for me to do something like that. But my mom's like, you know what, you're going to sit down with me, you're going to hang out with me, and we're going to have some fun. And I was like, you know what, usually I just say, it's okay, Mom, I don't want to do that to you. I'm just going to go back up to the room to go to sleep. We usually leave pretty early on Sundays when we go up there to try to beat traffic. So, and I was like, all right, I'll go hang out, so it was me and my mom for a little bit. We're playing triple play deuces on Texas, or on poker on the machines. So we were having fun. I kept winning a little bit here and there, and for the most part I don't care about that kind of stuff. It was just the time that I spent with my mom. I grew up not really having much affection, and that's not me saying anything negative. Everyone's different, but for me, the type of person I am, I need affection. It makes me feel good, and I honestly haven't had much, and a lot of it's my fault, because before my transition I was very uncomfortable, and I wasn't very affectionate. I wasn't comfortable with my body, I wasn't comfortable with the way I looked, and I wasn't comfortable with how I felt inside with my emotions. And it made it hard. It made it hard to be happy. It made it hard to function as a human being, and it just, it made things very complicated. And it was hard to communicate that with people, because people don't understand what you're experiencing, because it's different than what they experience. So they don't understand as much. So, it's something that, the reason why I make these videos, like I say, is to be able to communicate with you guys and share my experiences and what I go through. There's times in my life where, I just think about, the choices I've made and how I end up making those choices and how I got here. And honestly, when if I was to go back to where I was, I would never thought I would be here today. I would never thought I'd be this person. I'd be this strong. I know I have my flaws still, but, honestly, as a kid, I was scared that I wouldn't even grow up. I didn't think I was going to make it. Mentally, I don't think people truly understand how much being transgender and just not feeling comfortable with yourself, how much that can destroy you as a human being, and how negatively you can feel it with yourself at times. And it's a sad experience, and I don't want others to feel that way, and I want them to have someone they can relate to. So that trip was very good. I had a really good week. Things have really turned around and have been really positive consistently for the last couple of weeks. This week, I was fortunate enough to be able to babysit my niece and nephew this week. I picked them up Friday, and we had a really good night. I wanted to take them to see Cars 3 on Friday night, but by the time I got them, And by the time, we got home and everything to get ready, it would have been very irresponsible, me as an aunt, to take them out. And I'm not saying anything bad about other people that do it, just for me and what their mom wants. It's keeping them out late is not what I should be doing. So, we end up going home and hanging out there. We stopped by, picked up some groceries, some snacks, so they had that for the week. We got some donuts for them for the morning and things like that. So, it was fun. I went to the gas station to get gas after I picked them up, and I told them to pick out a few snacks that they wanted. At that time we were planning on going and seeing the movie, so I was like, pick out your snacks, you guys, and I'll, put them in my purse so you can, take them in so you guys have something. So, and they're excited. They're like, wow, can we get a couple of them? I was like, yeah, go ahead, and when I got up to the counter, the lady at the gas station was like, you must be their aunt. She said, you must be their fun aunt. And I was like, I started laughing. I feel guilty in a sense. I don't ever mean to spoil them. I just forget. All my nieces are so special to me. I love seeing them smile. I love seeing them happy. Just that makes me feel that they deserve it. They're such good kids. They work hard and everything. Personally, I feel like they deserve these things. So when we got up to the counter, she said that. She's like, my niece, Brooke, she's 7. She's like, she looked at there was a fidget spinner, they sell those there, and it was lighting up. And I was like, oh, great. And she's like, oh my God, that one lights up. Like, she was like so excited. And, at first I was like, no, you guys, I can't buy that stuff for you guys, And then, that face that she gave me. And then Noah, the people that know Noah, he's been on my stream before. He's a really good gamer. He plays soccer. He's 8. He's the older brother. And, he liked them, but he didn't give me that face. He kind of understood. And then the lady there was like, oh, they're only $4. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I was like, well, that's reasonable. But then I was like, oh, well, that just, messed me up totally. So, I got both of them one. Well, they have an older sister, Trinity, and I didn't want to leave her out. So I was like, all right, and I'll get another one. So make sure you guys give that to your sister so she had that. Because I don't want to, she didn't end up going with us, but I don't like to not be even, because I don't want any of them to think that one is less special than the other. So I always try to be fair with them, So they ended up getting that, and they were so excited. So it was cool. I mean, it wasn't too much, and it made them happy. And, by the time we got back in the car, filled the tank, it was just too late. So we went home, and, the whole night I keep hearing about making slime. And I was like, I don't know anything about slime. I never even heard anything about slime, about making it. So I was like confused. There's always these things, whether it's fidget spinners or making slime, there's things that, that become popular, the hatchables or whatever those were, there's these things that come popular and these kids want them. So it's like, I was like, if we have time tomorrow, because we're going to see Cars, we're going to go see my nephew's game on Saturday. So I was like, if we have time, we'll make slime, and she was excited. Brooke was excited. So was Noah. They both wanted to make the slime. So Brooke ended up going to bed, and I ended up staying up a little late with Noah. I'm not going to lie. I miss spending time with him. We're both gamers, so it was nice to just, hang out and play video games together and just, have that little bond. I that stuff means a lot to me. So me and Noah were hanging out playing Rocket League. We actually won a couple games, like ranked games. He's so good for 8 years old. He's been playing games probably since 3, and he just, he's very unique in that sense. He's special at soccer. He's never had training, but every season he goes out there, he leads the league in scoring, and he's just extremely talented, and he's just such a nice kid. He has his moments where he can be very arrogant, and so I would get upset with him. I try to always make sure he stays humble. I know it's important for kids to be confident, especially at a young age, because that's what allows them to be great at something, having that belief that they can do something. So I don't want to say too much, but I always try to make sure they stay humble. And, he looks up to me in game, which is so crazy. I just, I feel so special that he feels that way with me. He makes, he says so many positive comments with gaming. So it makes me feel good to have that bond with him. So it was fun to stay up with him and play games. And watching him play it makes me happy. Like, anybody that's seen him on stream with me, this kid, has a unique ability of understanding things like soccer and, video games and things that take tactics and strategy. That's how I was as a kid. So I understand that, part of him and what he understands and things. And he's way beyond, when I was his age, So it was really fun. And, Saturday we woke up, we, had breakfast, we got ready, and we ended up going to my other nephew's game, Jaden. He's 9, and he had a baseball game. He played last year. He was drafted in the older kids. He's 9, and he ended up playing with the 10, 11, and 12-year-olds, I believe, last year. I think that was the age groups. And, he had his struggles. Anytime you go up and play with older kids, it's always, something to adjust to. And towards the end of the season, he started getting into a rhythm. He's very unique in a sense that he watches a lot of videos and he learns for himself. Like, he has that, Noah's different in the sense, it's not that he doesn't work hard, but Jaden is really, he's really, he takes the thing that he enjoys, he takes it so serious, he learns everything he can about it. And he's very particular when it comes to that kind of thing. So seeing him play on Saturday was awesome. He was on the all-star team, and he's finally playing with his age group. And the first inning, his first 2 at-bats, he had 2 triples and 4 RBIs in the first inning. So, I was really happy for him. He deserves that. And I wasn't there to see the at-bats. I didn't get there until, there was a lot of traffic. I didn't get there until halfway through the game. And when I got there, though, I saw a couple at-bats. When I got there, he was actually 2 for 2 with 2 walks and 4 RBIs and the 2 triples. So, and then the next at bat, he had a hard shot up the middle, but they were playing more in the middle over second base, and they made an error, but he got on base and he ended up scoring that inning. So he was 2 for 3. And then the last at bat I saw before we ended up taking off was he had a double to center field and scored 2 runs. So he finished the game 3 for 4. With a double, 2 triples, and 6 RBIs. So I was so happy for him. He's a really good kid, and he tends to get down on himself when he doesn't play good. And, so it's really nice to see him smile and to see him have that positivity around him. I see a different aura around him when he plays sports now. When he was younger, he was very timid in a sense, but he's made such big strides, and I'm just so proud of him. So, and we were going to see Cars at 8 o'clock on Saturday, and we didn't have much time, and they wanted to make slime. So I was like, let's take off. They went to defense, and it was the last inning anyway. So we took off, and we went by Target, picked up the ingredients. I thought I had everything. By the time I got home, though, there wasn't time to make the slime, and I felt so bad because I was supposed to take them home Saturday night. So I figured, we weren't going to be able to make the slime. So I was like, you guys can take it home to your parent, to your mom, and make it there. And so we went to go grab food real quick. So we had it at the movie theater, and we went to go see Cars in 3D, and that movie was awesome. I don't remember the last time I saw I don't see movies very often anyways, but not that, and I love movies, it's just financially it's not smart for me. So I usually don't go, but seeing them happy and smiling to go see that movie was awesome. And it was such a great movie. I honestly got emotional from the start to the end. Like, there were so many parts in that movie that has so much just understanding of, and it sounds funny coming from cartoon Cars, but it's not that. It's the, connection and emotions that they share, because you can see the personality in the cars reflecting on personalities of humans and what they experience, so, and people have gone through these things and these emotions of feeling this way. So it's a very good movie. For me, it made me emotional at times, and overall I just thought it was awesome. I was entertained from start to finish. So, I'm not going to say much more about it, but if you have kids or if you're just somebody that wants to see it, I suggest it. It's honestly an awesome movie. Great movie. And when we got done there, I got a text from their mom. She's like, you know what, I'm tired. You can go ahead and keep them for the night and then bring them over Sunday for Father's Day. I was like, all right, no worries. And I was grateful. I was like, thank you so much for letting them stay, because I know they wanted to make the slime. So we got home, and on the way home, I actually called my niece, Riley, who's 7. She's the same age as Brooke, and Jaden is 9, so he's a year older than Noah, and I called them. I was like, we're going to make slime. You guys are more welcome to come. So we ended up, going over there and making slime together, and I let them down. I did. I bought the wrong contact solution, and, I was trying to watch videos on learning how to do it, and I'm 0 for 1. I failed. And it really crushed me. I was so depressed Saturday night. I really wanted to make them happy. I wanted to do this. I thought it was really cool that instead of buying them a gift, I was able to get them materials to make something that, make them feel accomplished, like they were able to do something on their own. So, and we were watching these videos, and I was learning, and I was trying to understand what each product did to make the slime. At first I was just trying to do what they did, copy them. But after that, things weren't working right, and it wasn't coming out good. And I was trying to understand, what I was doing wrong, or what I was telling them to do, and it was wrong. I think for the most part, it was the contact solution. I had the glue, I had the baking soda. We had the dye. I thought we had everything, but I don't think I got the right contact solution. The chemicals in it weren't what I think I needed. So, unfortunately, I felt so bad. I wanted them to be happy. I felt like I let them down that night. They didn't, they weren't they didn't show that they were sad, but that's just how I am as a person. I wanted so much to just let them have a night where, they're hanging out with each other and they're just having fun, and we're able to just do something like that. So I was so mad at myself. I didn't say anything and I didn't show it, but I was, I feel like I let them down. I know it sounds like it's silly, but that's just how I am as a person. I try to do what I can for people. I've always been like that. So, we still had a great night Saturday night. The girls were, they were playing store. They had different toys and they're buying it and stuff. So they're having a good time. Then the boys were in the back playing Call of Duty. So, they're having their little bonding times. And I was cleaning up the house at that time from the messes. So, it was just nice to have them over, and they're very affectionate with me. They don't treat me any differently, and they're always very respectful and caring and compassionate towards me. I feel very grateful to have such, understanding, amazing kids that, nieces, nephews that really treat me good, and I'm grateful for that. So on Sunday, we didn't do much. For the most part, I was cleaning up. They were just hanging out. Brooke was playing on the iPad for a little bit, and then Noah's playing, Rocket League and FIFA on my Xbox, so they were both busy, and I was just trying to finish cleaning up the house and getting ready, and then I gave them a bath Saturday night. So I didn't have to do that Sunday. So, everything was good. We had a great trip, and I ended up taking them home on Sunday to their family's house, their family's house, so they can spend Father's Day, and just had a great day, and it led me here where I am today. Unfortunately, I was so busy. For me, when I have my niece and nephew, I don't really stream too often because all my time goes into spending with them, and I know it likes to stream with me, but I kind of wanted to stay away from that this week. I just wanted to be about them, and I wanted them to be happy. So, that was my focus. But last night I did stream, and I had a great night. I had a lot of awesome people come in, some new people, and I actually streamed until 8:30 in the morning. So it was a great stream. I'm grateful for the support I get every day, and for how many amazing people that are around me that help pick me up when things are down. How many people bring positivity to my life. without these people, there probably would be no light in my life. I would have zero confidence to get to where I am today. And, I'm grateful for that. I always be grateful. I want to really apologize for, not being around for you guys. I want to apologize for not responding to messages. I feel like a crappy person for not doing that. So I'm sorry. Tomorrow I will get onto YouTube. I will look at my messages that I've missed. I will hopefully be able to post this video up tomorrow and edit it. I sometimes I'm bad about that. I kind of become very complacent. Streaming for me, I can get so focused on that. Sometimes I get really relaxed with my YouTube, but YouTube for me is just as important. So if not more important, in the sense that I'm able to share my life with you guys. So I'm sorry for that, for being not consistent. I feel like I feel really crappy, because you guys are important to me, and I want you to know that I was thinking about all of you guys. I hope things have been going good in your life. I hope you guys had an amazing Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all the men out there that do an amazing job with not only their kids, but all the stepfathers and, the people that fill those roles. So, happy Father's Day. I hope all of you guys have been amazing. And know that I always will care about you guys, and I'm always thinking about you guys. So hopefully I'll get back on my consistency of making my videos and getting back into rhythm, because not being in rhythm with my videos and streaming everything really gets me out of rhythm in life, and I'm not happy. So this is my foundation of being happy. So thank you guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It helps me out. If you want to know more about my life, subscribe. I love you guys, and I will see you guys on the next video.